Hey there, computer literacy and 21st century. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Google Slides and making your slides look very not basic. So, the template I posted you saw was absolutely terrible. It was a horrible looking thing. It was so basic and plain. There's no reason you should ever submit something like this for any reason because it just looks terrible. So, I'm going to show you a couple of ways that you can go about making this a little bit better. So first off, what we're going to do for this particular assignment is we're going to go to File. We're going to make a copy of our entire presentation. You can just call it copy. It doesn't matter. You've already done the majority of this assignment. Now we are going to talk about making this assignment look better. So now that you have your copy, you should have already gone and applied a theme. There's a good number of themes in here, but they're so basic and overused. There's just not enough solid content in here in the themes for this to be really good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the link that I gave you called Slides Carnival. Now, what you can do, you can pick any different template here. You can pick one by color. Whoa. What just happened? Okay. You can pick by a lot of different things. I'm just going to go for technology today because we are in a technology class. And what I'll do is I think I'll just use this first one right here. Looks interesting enough. So you can kind of see what it looks like a little bit in here as a preview. And even right here, you can see kind of a little bit more about how it looks and some of the stuff that they do. So for us, how are we going to use this in Google Slides? So what you do is you click on Use as Google Slides Theme. You're going to come up with this message that says make a copy, and boom, you're going to make a copy of this document. Eventually, maybe it's going to actually do that. And it'll open it up in your Google Slides here, and that's all fine and dandy. But we already have our document here, so what we're going to do is there's this yellow button at the very bottom. You can't really see it super well on my screen. Hold on, let me fix this a little for you. All right, so I zoomed it a little out for you here. You can see our Import Theme button right here on the bottom. When you click that Import Theme button, what's going to come up is all the presentations that are in your Google Drive. And the first one, since we just opened it, is indeed this copy of whatever this is called. So when you double click it, it'll take you to this page. Click on that theme and just click Import. And then all of a sudden, you have something that looks substantially better. Now, some of these things may not look the best. Like, I think there might be different ones. So what you can do is on the top, you can click the layout button and you can change some of the layouts. So like, for example, the second one, maybe we'll try this quote thing right here to kind of mix it up. And then you can maybe add this, well, we'll leave that one kind of, we probably shouldn't mess with that. But this next one here, you can do this thing right here and kind of change some of the stuff around. So now importing that theme, I think, is a really important first step. The other important step in making this presentation look better is don't just go with their defaults. You're going to have to go in, especially like we'll take this slide as an example. You're going to have to go in and if you click on the outside of the box, 24 is way too small for a heading for me. 36 is better. And if it does this, you see this little blue box on the side? You can drag it out and you can even move this up on the page a little bit. It's up to you. So as a general rule for my classes, especially, think about being a little ways away from this. And if you zoom this out to, we'll say 50%, how readable is this? And this is actually pretty okay, but there's a lot of kind of dead space on this page. So what we're going to do is we're going to just go and we're going to select this text here. And we're going to make this probably more like 24. You can maybe go a little bit bigger. I think 26 maybe is going to be where I'm at for this one. And so at this 50%, you can see what people are going to see as you present some of these slides. Now, also, you see that this has a lot of space on here, and you probably put a picture of your family or a picture of this sort on, which is great. One of the things that you can do is you can go to Insert Image from the web, and if you don't have a picture of your family, you can search for family, and we'll use, I think this would look nice in there. So after you click the image you want, just click Insert, and then you can resize it appropriately. In this one, it's a little bit too wide, so I'm actually going to right-click. I'm going to crop it. So I don't want this little spot here. Or, whoops, I'm going to right-click and crop it again, so I apparently screwed up. We're going to crop these parts out. You can just hit Enter and get rid of those, and I'm going to make this a little bit larger to kind of fit on our available space. And I think that looks probably a little bit nicer right here. In this case, pretty generic. I think it works out great. Now, if you wanted to, you can always, on the top here, there's this crop button. Let me make this a little larger again for you. If you want to, next to this crop button, there's an arrow. You can actually crop this to a shape. So, for example, if you wanted to make this kind of like this wavy line thing, you could do that. That looks absolutely terrible. So I'm just going to go kind of basic. I'm just going to crop it to this with like the little curved corners. And it just looks a little bit nicer yet, I think. So those are things that you can do. Increasing the size of your fonts so it's more visible, and then using images and cropping them in a nice way. Those are things that you can absolutely do to make your slides look nicer. There is no reason whatsoever that you should ever have a slide look like that where there isn't text or there's a lot of blank dead space onto it. It just doesn't look very good. So that's what I would like you to do. Make sure that you have an image on pretty much every slide. And then, like, for example, on this last one, this doesn't look very good. So if you click it and you click Replace Image and search the web, we can use something a little bit different maybe. Put your personality in. Try and avoid the animated ones too much because they make everything slow. I'm just going to leave that for now, but whatever. And remember, the idea here is to make your slides look nice. This is a nice looking slide. This is definitely not good enough because the same reasons. We want to increase our size, 36 minimum for a heading. And then for the text here, minimum of, we'll say 26 as well. And never leave the blank space on here. Always fill this with an image of some sort by doing Insert Image from the web or uploading it from your computer. And doing that to make it so it's not quite so boring. That's what I'm looking for. This is what I want you to do for this assignment. Good luck. Let me know if you need any help.